And with warm-ups complete for tonight's event, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's broadcast of the Atchision Racing Series. Tonight we're here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway for a 300-mile event. These cars have been competitive all year, so it's going to be awesome to see once again as they take to the track for qualifying right now. First car out on track is the one car. He is looking to try to pick up some speed while the guys behind him are looking to get a draft off of him. This new package really enforces having to use the draft to be able to gain speed on track. One car with a bit of a lead that could help the guys behind it, because if they can get that little bit of toe and start to suck up to him, that'll make their lap 10 times faster than it would be if they were just than his for being in front of them. No one waiting on pit road, which is a bit of a surprise. Everybody learning to get out on track as fast as possible and get a lap in. Not working together that well. Looks like they're all looking to just get a bit of their own as they travel down here into turns 3 and 4. 64 car in the middle probably is in the best spot right now, though that 4 could get a nice toe off of him coming off of 4. And as we hit the first lap, the 4 car goes fastest on the board with the 64 second and the number 1 car third, nearly 3/10 off the pace of the number 4 car of Herring. Time's continuing to be set here as the 64 now is in the lead. The 1 car right behind him. Currently, 64 is the fastest lap, nearly a half second, or a little over a half second over the field, though the 1 car making a bit of a comeback charge to take the second place spot away. Currently, 4 cars have qualified for this race. 2.5 minutes to go left in this qualifying session. The 4 car goes second fastest, about 2/10 off the pace of the 64 car, who is now leading the train down the back straightaway. There was one other car on track. He went out and set two other cars went out and set laps. That was the number 1 and number 5 cars. They both are 4th and 5th respectively. Another car beginning to drive out onto the track now. Couldn't see exactly who that was at this time. Looks like that 1 car scraped the wall a little bit. That's going to hurt his time for that lap, as it will not count. But this 3 Chevy team here seems to be running really well together and all looking to set a really fast time. As of now, Jay Shore still has the provisional pole if these guys behind him can't do fast than them. They still have not done that. Oh, the 4 car gets really close. Only 5/100th off his lap. They dive back down into turns 3 and 4 once again. The 4 car looking to take it as the 5 car goes third fastest ahead of the 1 car. And we come across the line. No real changes on the board there. 4 car looks to be a little tight. He's right up there against the wall trying to get every ounce of speed out of that car's can, but he may have lost the draft off of them at this point, and that will hurt his time if he can't be drafting with them, especially with this 2019 rules package. Oh, 4 car slams the wall hard. 2 cars and the 1 car goes spinning down on the inside, enters pit road in a slide. Looks like he'll be able to keep it off the wall. Here comes the 5 car now, charging out of turn 4. See if he has something for the 64. He is just barely slower than him as he comes across the line. Still only 5/1000ths of a second below the 64 car. If he can break that, he's going to need a lot of help, which it looks like he does not have. 15 seconds left in this qualifying session. Can anybody upset the number 64 car as he still retains his provisional pole? 89 car looking to get something done back here. Currently qualified 6th, 4/10 back. And qualifying is ended. All cars are now being called off of the track at this time as we get ready to take the green flag here in just a little bit. So, and with that, your final qualifying order is Joshua Swartz in the 64 takes pole position with CJ Gates just 5/1000ths of a second behind him. Roderick Herring 5/100ths back from CJ Gates in third. David Adams fourth, about 1/10 off the pace. Jason Papp second, 0.180 off the pace. Clinton Collins in sixth, 4/10 off the pace, and Roy Atchison the third, about a second off of pole position. We head down to the grid now as these drivers prepare to take the first green flag of the season. The pace car is now on track. .200 laps here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. This 1.5 mile oval is one of the trickiest out there, despite the fact it is a fairly common track to see raced. Exact length is 1.45 miles. The track is about nearly 700 feet above sea level. 78 degrees on the track today. Nice and cool. These cars should be handling great for these drivers here today. 77 degrees with a little bit of wind from the north. Very low humidity, no fog, a little cloudy. Perfect condition for these guys to go out here and race each other. Currently waiting on the second place qualifier to take his position on the starting grid, and we should be getting this race underway here in just a minute. So stick around, it's bound to be an exciting one. And here we go, pace car now beginning to set up as they all get their cars in gear. We are ready to go racing here tonight. Now let's go through your grid one more time tonight. In pole position we have Joshua Swartz in the 54 car setting a 28.952 second lap. Starting on the outside pole we have CJ Gates 28.957, just barely off of pole position right there. Here. Third place we have Roderick Herring in the number 4 car looking to try and get a win tonight, just being a little bit off the pace with the 29.010 lap time for his qualifying win. Dave Adams in the 11 car starting fourth. Jason Papp in the number 1 car starting 5th, with Clinton Collins in the 89 starting 6th. In 7th place we have Roy Atchison the 3rd, and that concludes your grid for tonight's event. These cars here looking mighty fine here tonight. The pace car looks to be about ready to pull off. 64 car has it in his hand to the start of this race here tonight. Pace car is off. Starter has the green flag in his hand. Green flag in the air, and we're racing tonight at Charlotte. Not a great start for the 64s. The 5 car is able to pull right up alongside of him as they dive into turn 1. 4 car slows back just a little bit from the 11 as the 5 looks to get in line with the 64 as they go into turn number 2. On the backstretch now, all the drivers seem to have made it through there nice and clean. 5 car right on the bumper of that 64 car as they dive down into turns 3 and 4. A little bit of tire smoke from a car lagging there. That looks to be the number 4 car. No big deal happening right there as we continue to race here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Leaders pulling away a bit. Got a little bit of a battle there between the 11 and the 5 cars. They come down into turns 1 and 2. Right up there until the leader. 11 car actually gets around the 5 car as we go through turn 2. As the 4 car continues to try to make his way up into that battle for the lead. 5 car now looking to make a pass on the 11 and 64 cars. They go into turn number 4. 5 car now on the inside of the 64. Come on, camera, change. That 4th place car is now looking to be potentially in there for the fight as they all dive down. The 1 car leading that little pack behind right now, as he is now the next car who's going to try to catch that lead group. Side by side for the lead, 5 car looks like he is going to take it from the 64 as they head out of turn number 4. He blocks him. And as they come into the trial, 5 car clearly with the lead. Let's ride along here with the 4 car and see what he sees ahead of him as we race here tonight. The 1 car now alongside of him as they battle going into turn 2. Looks like the 1 car is going to be able to edge him out here. The 1 car does, but they are both quickly catching the leaders as he looks to pass them back onto the inside. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to get it done, though, as the 1 car continues to surge ahead. Now looking at the leaders ahead of him. 3 wide for the lead here as we come off of turn number 4. The 11 car seems to definitely be trying to get something done here. Oh, and we have a spinner. The 00 has crashed in the infield. Doesn't look like it will bring out a caution as we continue to race green here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. 00 definitely looked to try to be making its pit road there, but just must have missed his mark since he was stopped there on the inside after sliding what looked to be quite a ways. Looks like that's all been cleared up now as we head down turn 3 and 4. 4 car looking to make it up into the battle here as the leader is the 5 car as he pulls away a bit, but the 11 and the 1 car are just relentlessly battling that 64 to try and get that 2nd place spot away from him as the 64 is going after the 5 car. Those Chevys right now leading the pack are definitely showing their dominance here tonight as the only other manufacturer up at the front is a lone Ford. 1 car into the wall a bit. Doesn't look like he hit too hard. Shouldn't affect him too much. He'll lose a spot to the 11 car. One car throwing a block on the 4 car as he tries to make a move on him on the outside. 4 car gets turned! They're spinning on the inside. The 4 car spinning across the track. 16 slides across the infield. Saves it mostly. Doesn't look like his car's too bad. And we have a caution here on lap 9 of this race. It's the first caution of the night. Well, that's an interesting way to get this race started off. Looks like the 4 car is able to bring it back under his own power. Doesn't look like he has too much damage to his car. But yeah, 4 car, a little bit of rear end damage there. Looks like he may have backed it into the wall during that caution. Not a huge deal for him, but still not the way you want to start off your night. He's caught up with the field now. The leader there in the number 5 car as we come around turn 4. We'll see if he wants to come down pit road, get himself some fresh Goodyear tires. Looks like he will be taking that, and he brings the rest of the field down with him. And here they come now on to pit road. should be an interesting pit stop battle as 5 car pulls into his pit stall along with everyone. 5 car overshoots his pit stall. Sorry, no, that's me with bad camera angles. Ignore me being dumb. 5 car's actually in his pit stall perfectly. And it looks like the 5 car still beat the 64 off of pit road. The 4 car just now beginning to get out. He does seem to gain a position. And with that, your current leader looks to be the 64 car. It looks like he managed to beat the 5 car off of pit road right there. I'll need to double check that, but it definitely seems to be the 64 beat the 5 off of pit road. Light still on the pace car here as we move on to the front straightaway. It looks like we'll be going around one more time before we get the Wonder Green symbol here. You know, these guys have been pushing each other really hard. It didn't take long for that first incident to happen there. Especially, and it sucks for that 4 car. He was having a pretty good run there at the beginning. As we see the 1 car pull back down onto pit road. It looks like the 4 is okay with that damage. He is still on the track and running fine. The 1 car parked on pit road still looks like he may have some damage. He's trying to repair it, maybe from those times he scraped the wall earlier in today's race. But as he will have to keep an eye out for that pace car as he now pulls off of pit road and back onto the track. Catching up now with your leader, the 64 car, after winning the race on pit road, once again has the starting position. He will be in control of this restart as the rest of the field now begins to stack up on him for the final pace lap before we go green. That 64 Exalta Chevrolet Camaro looks to be in fine shape tonight. Don't look like he has any damage on it at all. Maybe just a touch on the rear from a possible bump from the 5, but other than that, everything's to be nice and good order. Let's run through your standings right now. In first place, you have the 64, then second, the 5, and third, the 11 car. In excuse me. In fourth, you have the number 24 Chevy Camaro. In fifth, you have the number 4 Camaro. No, sorry, I don't know these guys' names that well. This is my first broadcast, so please bear with me just a little bit. Getting a little tripped over myself. Anyway, lights are off on the pace cars. We prepare to go take the green flag here at Charlotte Motor Speedway as they come into turns number 3. The 11 car looks to be trying to set up a little run here going into turn number 2. Wouldn't be surprised if more cars ended up doing that as tonight goes on. Green flag in the air. We're racing once again here at Charlotte. '64 car made his name known here at the beginning of this race, getting up to the front with a qualifying on pole, but here comes the 11 car charging up the inside. Will he be able to clear the 64? It looks like he will. 5 car diving. It looks to try and make it 3 wide. Thinks better of it. Moves back to the inside. He's going to the inside of the 11 car now. Going to try 3 wide a bit going into turn number 1. 24 car also looking to try and get some of this. Oh, we have a big crash behind the leaders. A lot of guys involved with that. Let's take a look at what happened here. So we move back here a bit in the pack. Looks like the 4 car just got a little checked up there. And in around goes just the field. And that's a hard hit for the 16 there and the 40 car. Let's go back a bit and let's ride along with the 4 here. Just see what happens. Well, sounds like something went in his engine and then he just slowed down on the straightaway in front of everybody. Let's go back here and ride along with the number 16 car. 4 car just kept hitting the wall, and then the 16 gets run over, and around they go. Hard hits for all of them. The 40 car slides in. And it looks like that ended the race for some of these guys here. Second caution of the night comes on lap 16 as we continue to pace around lap 17. We'll see if the leader wants to bring them down pit road once again. That was a very short green flag run right there. I don't think... sorry, we are on the back straightaway now. I don't think anybody's going to be looking to take tires, as that was only a 3-lap run, I think. Or no, a 1.5 lap run or so. So... very few cars already left on the field. A lot of destroyed cars already. You see the front end of that one car. It's looking more like a modified. One car looking... well, trying to fake out someone on the pit lane. Well, it looks like he really needs it for this race. Really surprised he decided to stay out right there with the car as damaged as it is. And the front of that car is completely torn off. He really should not be staying on the track with it in that condition. Current leader is the 11 car, the 5 is in second place, and third place is the 10 car of Young. It's like 8 cars still remaining on this racetrack at this time, with one of them nearly destroyed. They had 2 cars pulled down on pit lane there, so it looks like this will be a 6-car restart more than likely. Pace car now leading them into turns 3 and 4 as we prepare to take the green flag once again. 7 cars currently on track for this race. Green flag is in the starter's hand. Green flag in the air. We're racing once again here at Charlotte. Looks like we have two tandems sort of starting to form as the one car now is really off the pace. 64 car having to dive out of the way of him. Heading now into turn number 1. 11 car still managing to hold that lead off from the 5 car. Looks like he may be just slightly faster than him right now. 5 car pulls right up to this bumper, dives down to the inside, looking to try to make something work here into turns 3 and 4. 11 car may let him by and then try to pull a crossover on him in the tri-oval. We've seen that work a few times here tonight. Side by side at the line, 5 car taking that lap by just a few hair lengths. And 5 car almost clears the 11. 11 beginning to fight back again on the outside. If he can get some help up there, he can beat the 5 car to the line. A little bit of a breakaway starting to form with the top 6 as the 2 behind him seem to be just a little bit off the pace. That may have just been the 1 car holding up that other car, though, and it could end up being a 7 car battle for the win. 11 car dives up the inside, briefly making it 3 wide. Looks like the 10 car had to back out of it just a little bit, as now he's getting shoved by the 10 into turn 4, and he clears the 5 well before exit of turn number 4. Five car now looking to try to make something work on the outside as they begin to pull away a little bit from the pack. 5 car now on the inside of the 11 car going into turns 3 and 4. Side by side for the lead once again. '11 car held on for that by just a little bit for the lead. 24 car now beginning to show some speed again. Side by side running down the back straightaway right now. Moving in single file a little bit here as we begin to move into the last bit. 24 now looking under the 5 car. 5 car may have used up his tires a little more than he had wanted to. That car may be starting to get really tight on him. He may have to start running that high line. 11 car now beginning to pull away as the 64 gets hooked up with the 5 and begins tandem drafting with him down the back straightaway. 5 car now drops down in front of the 24. 64 side by side once again with the 24. 24 falling back now. Now is side by side with the number 40 car there. Five car trying to make a move for the lead right now, it seems. He slides out just a little bit going into forward. That car definitely getting tight on him. Four-car battle for the lead right now as the 11 car maintains his lead in front of the 5 and 64 cars. '89 car now looking to put a move on the 10 car as we do have a 2-car battle for the lead right now. 11 and 64. 64 looks like he may be starting to get an edge right now. He does clear him going into turn 4. 11 car a little high. Looks like he had to get out of the gas just a little bit to avoid hitting that wall. The 11 car gets into the wall on entry. That is a strange place right there. It looks like he's driving that car about as hard as he can, and we still have another 170 laps to go here tonight. Looks to try to make a move on the 40 car. Slides right back up the racetrack. That car definitely tighter than he wants it right now. 64 car now pulling away a little bit with the lead with a nearly half-second gap between him and the 5 car. '11 car definitely struggling. 24 car now right on his bumper once again as we head into turns 3 and 4. He looks to try to go high on him, but then both of them get tight. 24 hits the wall. Looks like he's going to hold on to it. Bit of a scary moment there. A little touch and go. Currently a half-second between... A little bit of smoke there from the 89. Doesn't look like... Looks like it may have just been lag, but currently a half-second between first and second place right now. The 64 car right now is just checking out from the rest of the field. 5 car running second with the 40 car right behind him. In fourth place, the 11 car after struggling there for a little bit, getting really tight. That car definitely not handling to his liking. 10 car then behind him, looks to be his teammate. Field definitely a little more spread out now than it was. 1 car really slow, looks like he's bringing it down to pit road after his car getting damaged earlier in tonight's race. And the 64 continues to lead now by more than a second. He is definitely going to be the star of the show for tonight's race. Five car continues to fall back from the 64. Looks like he may be either biding his time or just may not have something for him at this point in the race. There's still, again, 165 laps to go in this race. It could go to anyone still. '64 continues to lead. You can just see right now that gap between the leaders just keeps on growing as he drives it down into turn number 4. Second place now just a dot in the 64 car's mirror as he is now 1.5 seconds back with the third place car nearly a second back from him. So we have a bit of a battle starting to brew here between the 89 and the 10. 89 starting to look to the inside here. 10 gets tight. 89's able to just blow right on by him. He definitely looks to be one of the hard chargers right now, but does he still have enough of that 64 car? Still driving away from it, nearly a half a back straightaway away from the next car. It's pretty uncommon to see that with his new package, especially here on iRacing when there's fixed setups. Usually it ends up being more of a pack race. But when you get a couple drivers that are pretty evenly spaced on talent, then you get more realistic races, in my opinion. Oh, the 11 car appears to have wrecked, and the 89 gets flipped by him. Just what on earth happened there? So you take a look now at what happens to the 11 car up here. Appears he gets tight here coming out of turn 4. Hits the outside wall, saves it, or slides it a little bit, brings it under control, and really just wiggles the car. And the 89 just piles into him. Wow. Wow, that was just unbelievable. It's not every day you see something like this happen. Riding along here with the 89 car. Sees the smoke, goes over. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Wow. And he's had such a good run there towards the end. And there's just nothing you can do when... And I mean, he just barely taps the 11 car, though. Just goes over. A lot of cars now on pit road. 64 car. 10 car does not pit, which is surprising. That's the longest green flag run we've had tonight. You'd think he'd want to be taking some fuel right now to be able to make it further in the race, and he'll have to fit, you know, he'll have to pit pretty soon. Well, that's Jordan coming off of pit road right there. Looks like... Well, let's take a look back here. The 5 car's out. 40's out. 24 is just now coming off along with the 11. 64 is just sitting there still. There's got to be something wrong with his car for him to just be sitting there like that right now. As here comes the pace car now passing by 64, who has been leading and dominating this race, has just gone a lap down. I did not look like he had any damage on his car, but apparently he thought he had enough severe damage on his car to warrant him stopping on pit road and not, well, driving. Five cars currently running on track right now. 5 on the lead lap. The 64 was your leader when he entered pit road, but now he's just sitting there. Absolutely unbelievable what we have going on right now on track. Five cars left in this field. It's an entire Chevy field at this point in time, so Your previous friends, which may have been your manufacturer friends, are no longer your friends, as we have 155 to go. We'll have 154 when we take the green flag next time by. And if you're just now joining us, there goes the 10 car now back onto pit lane. Looks like he decided to think better of his position idea to stay out there. 64 car still just sitting there. He's about to go another lap down, despite the fact he was leading at the time of the caution. Unbelievable start to this race right now. It's like 24 may have just been going for a gas and go there. 11 getting 4 tires and fuel on pit road at this time. Well, we're coming to 1 to green right now, so that may not have been the brightest pit stop idea for those two guys right there, because they may have just gotten themselves a penalty for that. Unless they stopped earlier, and I know one of them didn't, but the 10 definitely did not. That could put him a lap down, and that could knock him out of this race entirely. Here we come now. Only 5 cars left in the field. Green flag back in the air. We're racing again at Charlotte. Yeah, the 64 car is no longer on track. He appears to have had an issue that warranted him leading the track for tonight. So he is out of this race contention. Wow, after pitting from leading this race, 64 car is now out. 5 car now looking to block his lead and maintain it there. And there goes the 10 car down onto pit road, just like I thought he would do for pitting out of sequence. Tough break for him right there. He should have pitted when the pits initially opened. Side by side for the lead. 40 car looking to make a challenge on the 5 cars to come out of turn number 2 onto the back straightaway. 5 looks like he may just be edging the 40 a little bit in speed. Even running that longer high line, he's just able to carry more momentum through the corner as we have 4 cars left battling for the win here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Now we saw after about 5 to 10 laps, these guys started to get spread out from their usage of their tires and just plain old talent level. We can see that here again tonight as we see definitely a 4-car battle for the lead that will shake things up tonight. We may see another wreck, though, if they're racing as hard as they are. There's still more than 150 laps to go here in this race tonight. Oh, and it looks like the 11 car has had a major problem coming off of turn number 2. He is stopped on the back straightaway. That looks to have ended his hopes for winning a race tonight, as that we are now down to only 3 drivers up in the lead there. Let's go back a bit and see what happened to him. Here we go, so we see him there on the bottom. Oh, it looks like he gets turned by the 24. Slides around. Doesn't look like he has too much damage from that. Definitely could have been a lot worse for him right there. And with that, there are only 3 cars now left in the lead battle unless another caution comes out. 11 car now trying to hold on to his lap at this time. 10 also appears to be back on track after having to serve a pass-through penalty from pitting out of sequence. 3 cars now just beginning to run down the back straightaway. Now starting to put some gaps between them. They're all going to start losing the draft here. And it's going to just turn into the best car beginning to pull away. And it looks like the 11 car has pulled off the track now, or that may have been the 10 car. I didn't quite get a chance to look at his number. That was the 11 car pulling off the track after his spin there, after being dumped by the 24 car, 10 car, trying not to go another lap down. We only have 3 cars left on the lead lap here tonight. Looks like we may have a minor battle for the lead brewing here between the 40 and the 5 cars. They catch the lap number 10 car. 14 cars started this race, 4 are left driving. Five car now beginning to catch the lap number 10 car and put him a second lap down after his penalty, hitting out of sequence under caution. With only 3 cars left on the lead lap and not much seeming to happen, it's not worth it to broadcast this race, guys. Bring some cars that'll race and give the guys, you know, good racing. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to those of you that are tuned in right now to watch this race that it's gone the way it has. I tried my best for y'all tonight, but I'm not going to sit here for another 140 or so laps and just watch 3 cars. Pretty much just hot lap for the rest of the time. So, to those of you that are here, I will likely post the winner, the final standings for the race after the race, but I don't see anything going on at this point making this worth my time or your time, to be frank. So, thank you for tuning in for this broadcast, and good night.